Hi there, it's Life Pepper here. If any of y'all ever watched the movie Salem Lot, there was an older one, and then there was a remake of Salem Lot of people hiding in churches and things like that. How a town was slowly taken over, being tracked down, facing things that happened. What if that did come to pass? I mean, you see the movies, you see the TV shows, the movie, The Screen, other shows. You're seeing Vampire Diaries and things like that. But there's so much out there we don't know about that's kept under wraps. But what would happen if that really came to pass? Fight for survival. We talk about it. I mean, zombies seems to be the coolest thing. Everybody talks about, boy, I can't wait for zombie apocalypse to happen because I want to shoot them. It's easy enough to say, but it's not all that easy. During the day you can go out. You're fine. But then you got to face the night. You got to figure out how to shelter yourself, how to survive. It's a hang if you do and a hang if you don't. But what if it did come real? What would you do in a survival situation? I mean, you got to realize a lot of these houses are not very well protected. They're not built to be very well protected. I've seen some of these people who are preppers show their home, and there's more windows in there than anything else. Some people build panic rooms in their homes that can't afford it. So it's a lot to think about in a survival situation. Once you have to go into that room or you've prepared yourself to stay there at night, or you're traveling and you're being chased after and you have to find a place to hide, or if you decide you want to kill a bunch of them, what are you going to do? I mean, it's a survival situation in it. I mean, the fact is, if you don't destroy them, they're going to keep multiplying. Humans will become cattle. It's their food source. And you're thinking, how dare they? I mean, that just, can't believe that. That's just awful. The fact is, we raise cattle for food. We raise pigs for food. We raise chicken and everything else. It is the law of nature. We don't know. They could exist. You see the romantic version of them, coming and visiting you in the dark and seducing you. And then you see these people on TV that sucks the blood and they believe in the vampire groups and all this other stuff. But set all that aside and take all that away. It comes down to survival. Are we even remotely prepared? As cattle is what we are to them. We are food to them. Destroying them or destroying us is one of the two options. Our advantage is daytime, but you're going to have to, when you go in, you're looking for food, you're looking for survival, you got to face the possibility of them being there. Now, I don't know. I seen one low budget movie years ago, and it had teeth right there, right here, vampire teeth right on the edge of the tongue that would stick out and attack them in the neck. I mean, it was just an old movie, and that's what they had in it. If you see the movie Screen, they come out with this big long thing and it attacks and sucks out your blood, and then it has these parasites that affects your system. Nonetheless, that's what I'm saying. If Salem Lot deal really happened, what would you do in a survival situation? Would you barricade yourself in and just pray it all goes away? Would you try to destroy as many of them as you can? Would you set up UV lights? Would you set up things to try to survive? How would you barricade yourself? Do you have a plan to barricade yourself, to prepare yourself to be hid? It's a lot of what ifs. I mean, what would you do in a situation like that? I mean, it's just not an easy choice to make. You're needing food. The problem is most people don't even know what food is around them. I mean, they're going to depend on going into the buildings the rest of their lives and getting the food. They're not aware of what grows around them. If you're in large cities like New York or Miami or some of these other places where there's 8, 10 million people and that's all you've ever known, and trying to get out of the city is not going to be easy. If they isolate it and they barricade it to keep the infection down, then you've got to figure out how to survive there. It's a lot of what ifs. But what would you do in a survival situation? If a Salem lot came real, how would you do? How would you survive? It's not easy. I'm going to tell you what. Get your old Salem lot movie, the old one and the new one. Watch them both. And then think about it. What you would do in a survival situation. It's a hang if you do and a hang if you don't. I know that. So what would you do in a survival situation? Because so many people out there are not prepared. They live in these houses that's nothing but glass. They live in suburbs. They live in other areas, but they don't even really think about it. They expect other things to happen, the zombie days and all that, but you don't. But this is still an outbreak. It's still an infection. It's still a danger to human life. It's something to think about. So watch both the movies and think about it and tell me what you think you would have to do in a survival situation. This is Life Prepper here. I want you to be safe, be happy. Bless you all.